Ladies and gentlemen, popping in real quick. Y'all got to forgive me. South Africa contact told me to check my WhatsApp. Okay. So he say we done secured the accommodation and the decorations for the venue. South Africa, make sure y'all get y'all tickets over there now. When y'all see this replay, the ticket link is in the description. Okay. Y'all forgive me. Got that. Now listen, got a call at 1. So hour and a half at the most that I have, but wanted to pop on here, lesson on the lunch break, and just kind of chat. I was uploading the video, and I uploaded a video. It was actually one of my videos from YouTube, and just getting back out there, not YouTube, uploading on YouTube, but it's from Instagram. Getting back out there on Instagram, you'll see me on there, Tony Gaskins. And my takes are always controversial because I'm traditional, conservative, and old school. And we live in this new age today. And it's a lot of people who are struggling spiritually and in spiritual warfare. And a lot of times people are in spiritual warfare and they don't realize they're in spiritual warfare. And they don't realize that I'm live on the other one, y'all. So I'm gonna hang this one up, then you'll see. I'm gonna go back to the other one. Y'all forgive me. Can y'all, let me see if y'all could hear me over here. See everybody clicking around on this internet. See if y'all could. And I don't know why it's can now. Okay. I don't know why it's dark on here. Cause I got this here light shining in my face. Let's see here. Got that set up. Okay. So listen, I had them went live on my phone and people was getting on there. Then I had to end that, come back on here. So hopefully this gets sorted out here. And it come on together. So let me see here. Yeah, this thing here told me a little internet, but it looked like the internet is back on. So I was on my Instagram and I did a video. A lady wrote me, Caucasian, and she was telling me about how she was upset with her male friend who wanted to do a prenup with his woman. And she was like, with the woman you love, like what you want a prenup for? And see, me, I always thought I was crazy because you got to realize just my perspective and my mentality around the prenup stuff is not for this day and age. You know, I'm old school, I'm traditional. You know, I'm all in. I look at it like marriage is two becoming one. And if the two split up to become one again, then you split everything. Like you come together with everything, whether you got it all or not, but you choosing this person, you choosing until death does you part. And I just don't believe in prenups. Like for women, sometimes I'll say, yeah, get a prenup. And that's only when I could tell the man is with them for their money. And sometimes women can't notice that. They say sometimes men don't notice it, but I think men actually do know when they are dating out of their league or they dating with a woman that they not really looks compatible with. I think men do know, and I think that's why men really push prenups, and a lot of women now are pushing prenups because men, they say, is in it for a come up. It's a lot of pro athletes that got a woman that's with them for a come up. And so I get it on the prenup situation, but my thing is if I don't feel like this person deserves half of my assets if we divorce, then I don't want to marry him. If I don't feel like I could trust this person to be faithful and that we could build together and we could be teammates, then I don't want to marry him. So to me, when you get a prenup, it's honestly, it is your plan in case you fail. Just call it what it is. It is your plan for how your finances will be divvied up if you fail. And so it is a plan for failure. And one lady equated it to insurance, which is a plan for failure. Like if you fail to live, which we all got to go at one day, then there's going to be a payout. So one thing that is for sure is death. So you should have life insurance. The link is in the description. If you ain't got life insurance, you'll see it, 1322 agency. That's for sure. One thing that is not for sure is divorce. Divorce happens because of humans. And people say, oh, people change. Well, they definitely going to change when they already believe that you believe they're going to change. Because you're going to create that. A lot of people don't understand the subconscious mind and how the mind works. So whatever you deep down believe, it's going to affect the way that you move. It's going to affect the way that you think. It's going to affect the way that you act. Because deep down, that's what you believe. So if you go in and you believing that people change and that your person is going to switch up on you, and you're eventually going to go through a divorce, so you need a prenup, that's what's going to happen. Because you're going to sleep with one eye open. You're going to look at them with one eye. You're going to listen to them with one eye. You're not going to trust them like that. And you're going to go through. And so that's what people don't understand. And especially what people don't understand about men, and men aren't telling this and men aren't sharing this, is when a man knows that he can set the parameters of his consequences, he is going to fail. And even if the marriage doesn't end in divorce, he's gonna cheat. And he's gonna cheat because he has a prenup that says he's only going to give away X amount in a divorce. So when he cheats, he doesn't care if the woman catches him, because if she goes through a divorce, she signed a prenup that he agreed to, that he set in place. And for a man to be successful in marriage, he cannot have a fail-safe. He cannot have something that he's gonna fall back on. But if he set the parameters of his consequences for the crime, for the time that he does, for the crime that he does, it's not consequences. It's a slap on the wrist. He is going to cheat. The majority of men cheat. That's just the truth. Especially men who are able to cheat. So what makes a man not cheat is his growth, his maturity, and his relationship with God. Me personally, I don't believe in men who don't fear God being faithful. No matter how much they say it, no matter how much they scream it, I'm a man. I don't believe in a man without options being faithful, because he could pay for a prostitute on the road. He could pay for OnlyFans. He could pay for strippers. He could pay for escorts, whatever it is. So I don't believe in a man who doesn't have a relationship with God and really, really fear and reverence God being faithful. I don't believe in it. I believe a man could do it on his own strength and could even do it for years, but he gonna fail. It comes to a point to where a man gonna have to lean on God. And if a man got a prenup and he know that he's gonna get weak, when he get weak and he fail, got that prenup, I'm gonna give you this, this, and this, so you could put up with it or not. But see, now where I believe some women should get prenups is because I have found that women don't have discernment. A lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women don't have discernment when it comes to reading a man. Because a woman wants love, she is love, she desires love. So a lot of times a woman assumes the best. And so a lot of women don't have the discernment to vet their partner and to see what their partner. The other thing why women need prenup when they have assets is because a man will marry a woman just for her money. And when a woman has more money than a man, it's already a red flag if the man gets with her. Not to say that he can't be an exception to the rule, but just off top, it's a red flag. And the reason why it's a red flag is because men are very uncomfortable with a woman who earns more. But today, that's becoming more and more common. So I believe women need prenups. But I don't believe men need prenups, because we need to make marriage work. And men with a fail safe, with a safety net, we don't do good when we got option A, B, and C. When option A is the only option, that's when we show up to play. When there's no other choice but to make it, but to win, that's when we show up to play. Whenever there's something to fall back on, 9 out of 10 times, men gonna fall back on what there is to fall back on. That's just the nature of man. And so to be honest with you, it's all about your mindset. For the man, I can't speak for a woman. For the man, it's all about your mindset. This my mindset as a man. My mindset is, we're not going through a divorce unless I want to go through a divorce. Because if I love my woman that I chose, who I believe is a good woman, if I love her, she has no reason to divorce me, and she will never divorce me unless she falls into a mental health issue. So that's my belief. My belief is that I'm 50% of the marriage, and if I give 100%, that I'm never going through a divorce. That's my belief. Life had to show me otherwise for me to believe otherwise. I'm not going to go into it already believing that there's a 50% chance that we can go through a divorce because I'm only 50% of the relationship. Not going to go into it with that mindset, because I understand that what you fear is what will come upon you. You will create it in your life because you already fear it and you expect it. So you're going to move like that's going to come true. I believe if it's meant to be, it's up to me. I also trust God. And I believe that God is a God of marriage. And I believe that God hears my prayers and he knows my heart. And I believe that he will soften the heart of my wife. If the devil tries to harden her heart, I believe he will soften her heart. And I believe if I lead in love, and I love her the way Christ loves the church, that she will never leave, and I have no need for a prenup. And I also believe that if she did take a stupid pill and she left me because I got rich or because I am rich, and she left me for money, that she's going to lose it all because her heart was in the wrong place and she did it for the wrong reasons. And I also believe that if a woman scammed me out of my money by using marriage without a prenup, when we go through a divorce, God is going to give me double for my trouble on the other side, just like he did Job when Job went through and was tested. That's my belief. It's all about your mindset. You create your destiny. You create your life based on what you believe is possible. A double-minded man receives nothing from the Lord. Whatever you believe, if you work towards it, if it is God's will, it will come to pass. And one thing that we know for a fact is in God's will is that your marriage will last. So if you are a man, you are the head of the household. You are the leader in the household. You have a whole lot of say-so in whether you go through a divorce or not. And if you truly get to know women, and if you truly study women, you'll realize that no woman in her right mind will walk away from a healthy marriage. No woman in her right mind. And if a woman walks away from a healthy marriage, then she did you a favor. And if all she gets to take is money and assets, if you knew how to make it once, you know how to make it twice. But now you're going to be so turned up that you're going to make twice what you made before. You're going to make 3 times, 5 times, 10 times what you made before, because now it's a fire that's been lit under your behind. And now you finna turn your grind up like never before. So see, the reason why I say I don't believe in prenups is because a man become his best when it's all on the line. A man perform at his highest when it's all on the line. When it's on the house, when it's on the house, when the house on the line, you gonna show up. You gonna do what you got to do. But when you know you could fall back on something, as a man, we ain't gonna do right. We ain't gonna do right. And so, but see, today what's happening is, this is what people not understanding. Men and women not understanding spiritual warfare. What we not understanding about spiritual warfare is that spiritual warfare is making us not trust each other. It's making us not trust. And it's making us go into a space to where we don't believe in marriage. We don't believe in it lasting. We don't truly believe in love, because the Bible tells us not to store up our treasures on earth. So we shouldn't even be worrying about our money and our assets. You cannot hook it up to your hearse. It's not going with you. So you also don't understand the mind. Once you put an idea in your mind, it's going to bring it to pass one way or another. When you tell your mind, I just had an idea last night for $1 billion company because I seen a man sell his company for $2 billion, and I'm finna start working towards it. Once you tell your mind that I need this prenup to protect my assets because people change and because this marriage may end, guess what your mind gonna do? Find a way to help your marriage end. Whether it's 25 years later or 30 years later, it's gonna find a way to help your marriage end, because you told it that it's a possibility and you put that out there. But guess what? It's also possible. If you tell your mind 2 becomes 1, everything I have becomes my spouse's. And if we don't work out, we split everything down the middle, because I committed until death does us part. And if we don't last until death to do us part, the 2 became 1. When the 1 becomes 2, we split it down the middle. And everything that I lost, I'm going to get it all back times 2. You tell your mind that, that's exactly what you're going to do. But what you also going to do is, because everything is on the line, all of your net worth, all of your houses, all of your assets, you finna bust your butt in this marriage. You finna communicate like never before. You finna seek to understand like never before. You finna work with all your heart. But if you know that you got a fail safe, when stuff get hard, you checking out, because you get to leave with everything you came with. You ain't lost nothing. So now divorce is no different than ending a contract in business. Hey, we not seeing eye to eye in this company. I think we need to go our separate ways. And that's what people are treating marriage like. They're treating marriage like a contract. See, in the eyes of God, marriage is blood in, blood out. In the eyes of God, marriage ain't no contract. Marriage is a covenant. In the eyes of God, you are making a commitment until you dead. In the eyes of God. In the eyes of God, you're not worried about your assets and storing up, because your eternity is in heaven. In the eyes of God, you leave an inheritance to your children, but part of that inheritance is wisdom to get wealth. Listen, it only take you 1 year. It could take you 15 years, 20 years to become a millionaire. But once you become a millionaire, if you lose it all, you could do it again in 12 months. It just took you 15 years to figure out the system. It took you 15 years to figure out the sauce, to figure out the formula. But once you done put them 10,000 hours in, as they say, once you become a 1%er, once you know what you're doing now you got the recipe. It might take you 5 years to learn how to properly do rental arbitrage, credit card arbitrage, wholesale, flipping, buy and hold. But once you figure it out, you could rinse and repeat over and over and over again. See, the problem with our society is we putting more stock in money and in assets and in things than in love. Money and assets don't matter. You can't serve God and money. And if you serve God, then you know God got all money. And if you serve God, then you know you working for eternity, not for what you can store up here on earth and what you can leave your raggedy spoiled children. Hate to call them raggedy spoiled children, but leave your child $1 million and see what it do to them. Your shrimp and lobster baby finna be out here spitting in people's face, cussing them out, if you ain't gave them what's truly important. And that's wisdom. That's knowledge. That's understanding. You can leave your child nothing. You can leave your child nothing and your child become a millionaire. My daddy ain't leave me nothing. He's still living, God bless him, but he didn't give me nothing. He raised me. He didn't give me $100,000 to start my business. He didn't refinance his house to help me start my business, and I became a millionaire. You know why? Because he taught me character. He taught me integrity. He gave me wisdom, and that's what made me a millionaire. See, we got to realize, that's what I try to tell you. See, it's a certain mindset you got to have. You got to be a dog. You got to be a go-getter. You can't operate in fear. You can't operate in scarcity. Take everything I got. Everything I got right now, I give it away. And every day I wake up, I say, I got to make it again. And if I can't make it fast enough, I say, hey, I'm willing to lose it all. Come and get my car. Come and get my house. Come and get my land. Come and get whatever you got to get. I got Jesus. I got oxygen. I got salvation. I got eternity. See, what we don't realize, what we saying when we talk about prenups, we saying we earthly minded, not heavenly minded. We saying we don't trust God that he could do it over again. God never told us to go into a marriage with a prenup. Prenup ain't in the Bible. Prenup ain't in there. Love your wife as Christ loved the church. How do Christ love the church? Tell me how do Christ love the church with contingency? Do Christ love the church with a prenup? Christ sacrificed it all. He gave everything. He say, my body is yours. He say, blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. I'm crucifying myself for your salvation. Love your wife the way Christ loved the church. Prenup for what? Because you're a failure, and because you're planning to fail, and you know you're gonna fail, because you know you can't stop watching porn, because you know you can't stop touching on yourself, because you know you can't be faithful, because you know you can't love a woman socks off, because you know you can't wash that woman and heal that woman and make that woman whole with the love of Christ, because you know that you arrogant and you narcissistic and you selfish and you rude and you demeaning and you nasty. You need a prenup, because you know eventually this woman gonna catch on to your bull crap and she leaving, and you want to at least be able to leave with what you came with. Let a spade be a spade. Let the truth be the truth. Tell me what you scared of. I could go get a post-nut right now. As somebody who has earned over $1 million for the last many years as I could think of. I could go get a post-nut right now. I ain't getting down. You know why? Because if I go through a divorce, you could have it. Leave me my Bible, and I'm going to have it all back in 12 months. You could have it all. But one thing I'm going to let you know, baby, it's on me, baby. I'm putting it all on the line. It's on me. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm finna love you down. I'm finna suck toes. I'm finna be a man. I'm finna be a provider. You ain't got to work, because God gave me a mind. My wife say, man, we in a recession, baby. Do I need to go get a job? I say, baby, turn your camera on, get on YouTube. If you want a job, get on YouTube. Everybody going through a recession, but it's on me, baby. Listen, I serve God. Like, the stuff don't make us. We done seen an eviction notice before. We done had a car repossessed before. We done had lights turned off before. As long as we got each other, and as long as we got him, we got everything. Prenup is for non-believers. Prenup is for people without faith. Prenup is for people who got earthly wealth. I got eternity. I serve a God who got cattle on 1,000 hills. I'm rich. Come get this car. Come get that Rolex. Come get that Rolex. This Rolex done fell on the ground and had the whole screen cracked. And I had to pay $2,000 to get a new face, because it oyster crystal. This right here trash. Cost $15,000. Could throw this in the lake. And still, I got heaven. I got eternity. You hear me? This is my second, third, fourth air-made bracelet. This trash. This necklace cost $3,000. I paid $2,200 for it. I done had it for 10, 15 years. It's trash. I got a one-on-one Range Rover sitting out there that I bought my wife 2 years ago for Mother's Day, and she don't even drive it because she got an Escalade. They're trash. Listen, we worrying about the wrong thing. The greatest gift given to man is what? What do the Bible say? What is the greatest gift given to man? It is not real estate. It is not a stock portfolio. It is love. If you ain't got love for God, love for yourself, you ain't got nothing. And when you get love with somebody else, if your assets mean more to you than the success of that marriage, you already divorced. You already a failure. You might as well not get married if you scared about losing things. It's like Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire and went through a divorce. If he ain't scared of divorce, what you scared of? He done got married again and spent $50 million on the wedding. If a trillionaire ain't scared of divorce, what you scared of? You ain't got nothing to lose. That little raggedy duplex, you finna lose that in the hurricane anyway, and the insurance ain't gonna pay out. God forbid. But you worry about wrapping that up in a piece of paper that still could go to court and the judge say, no, I don't agree with this because your prenup actually was predatory. And although you got that right there written, I'm finna say, well, you still owe this in spousal support. You still owe this in alimony. Yeah, they can't get all of that, but you finna pay equal that and greater in what you finna give. Because you thought you was slick. Listen, you still gonna lose. See, we have to shift our mindset because we treat in love and marriage like a business deal. And that's where you're going wrong. That's why you failing. That's why you staying single longer than you need to be single, because you seeing it as a business deal and not about love. Because you worrying about things that don't really matter. You focusing on the wrong things. And that's why you're going to stay single longer than you need to be if you keep focusing on worldly things. God don't care about height. God don't care about weight. God don't care about credit score. God don't care about income. God care about your heart's posture. God care about you coming together and getting out of fornication so that you can live for Him 100%. God care about you raising kids that know Him. He don't care about your raggedy real estate that's gonna be lost in the crash. Do you know why we go through a economy reckoning? You know why we go through an economy reckoning every 10 years? That's God allowing you to reset and know what really matters. Every 10 years, your stock gonna lose 20 to 60% of their value. Your real estate fit to lose 20 to 60% of its value every 10 years. That's a reset. So that you could know what really matters. Do you got this right here? If you got that right there, you got everything. You worrying about the wrong thing. It might be bill collectors calling right now. But can you do this? Do you love yourself? You're a billionaire. If you love yourself, you're a billionaire. If you got that right here, you're a billionaire. See, we focus on the wrong thing. See, men hate women. Women hate men. That's what we got today. And then we got men who are lovers of themselves and women who are lovers of themselves. And that right there is killing the marriage rate. And it's killing the success rate in marriage. And that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Y'all gotta forgive my mama right, man. Buy some money. And like, mama, you see him on live now. It's like, get my break now. God bless you. Somebody sent me a cash out. $10. I'm gonna say, y'all bless you. I'm sending that to my mama now. I hope you don't mind. She probably about some money now. Mama, bless you. Keep your head up. And so this what you got to realize. So it's like this. I'm gonna tell you. For me, this what I'm gonna tell you right here. This what I'm gonna tell you is I've been able to generate $1 million+ a year for the last several years. And I attribute that to a mindset shift. That's not me bragging. I'm telling you that I attribute that to a mindset shift from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith. I don't have a college degree. I don't have a team. You see me with 3.5 million supporters online. I don't have a team. I don't have a publicist. I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager. I don't have a business mentor. I don't have a YouTube mentor. I don't have a social media mentor. But when you go to Tony Gasson's Academy, you're going to see over 100 courses with no mentor. My mentor is Jesus Christ and the Holy Bible. It's a mindset. I'm telling you that everything you got in your life is because of your mindset. And everything that you are lacking in your life is because of your mindset. It's all here and it's all coming. And that's what you got to realize. And once we realize that, everything changes. So I need you to understand this. I need you to feel me on this. Hear me on this. Get this in your spirit. Is if you got God, that's all you need. But see, today what we have is we have a lot of atheists posing as Christians. We don't want to hear that though. We have a lot of atheists posing as Christians. We have people who don't truly believe that God is a redeemer, that God is a restorer, and that God has cattle on 1,000 hills, and that we will never lack for what we actually need. If you can't pay your car note, it's because you don't need a car note. If you can't pay your mortgage, it's because you don't need a mortgage. Whatever you can't afford, when you walking with God, He's telling you you don't need it. He's telling you that He got you and He has you when you without a car, when you without a mortgage, when you without a spouse, when you without a child, when you without a friend. If you walking with God in all purity, in all righteousness, in all honesty, with your heart in the right place, He is saying, I got you. Lean on me, trust me, and let me be enough for you. And when you allow me to be enough, and you get in my word, and you read the Holy Bible, 2 chapters a day, 5 chapters a day, 1 chapter a day, whatever you could do. Read it or listen to it, and you live by it, and you walk by it. The Lord is going to forgive you. He's going to grant you grace. He's going to grant you mercy, new mercies every day. New grace every day. You fail, I fail, we fail every day in some way or another. We sin every day. It could be lust. It could be envy. It could be backbiting. It could be fornication. It could be adultery. It could be theft. It could be murder. It could be lies. We fail every day. And He grants new grace and new mercy. You're going to get another shot. You're going to get another chance. But what I want you to ask yourself right now is, have you got the lesson from the last time? If you have gotten the lesson from the last time, your next opportunity is on the way. But listen to me. When you get that opportunity, don't squander it. Do not squander the opportunity. Trust me when I tell you. Don't squander it. Do what you are supposed to do with the opportunity. And so this is what I want you to understand is the men and women today that we see outside of this here tribe that you moving amongst in the world, they lost. You know why? Because they're not seeking wisdom. They're not seeking growth. They're not seeking knowledge. So you got to know who you're dealing with. Can't argue with fools. Can't go back and forth with bitter-hearted, jealous, envious, ignorant, insecure, immature people. They don't know God. They're not trying to get to know God. They're not trying to grow. They're not trying to heal. They're not trying to learn. They're not trying to walk by faith. You can't get caught up in that. You can't get caught up in that. It's like this right here. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. You want a prenup? What I was talking about on Instagram? You want a prenup? Get your prenup. You want to have sex before marriage? Have some sex before marriage. You want to be one of two partners? Be one of two partners. You want to keep separate accounts in your marriage? Keep separate accounts in your marriage. Whatever choice, there's a consequence. Everything you do that's outside of the will of God, you sowing the seed, and you're going to reap that harvest. You're going to get what you asked for. You're going to get what you asked for. So see, the thing about it is, when you hear people that done got it right, man, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you something right now. Me and my wife, we in a season. We just dropped off our 18-year-old at college. And we're in a season. We've been married 18 years. I'm 41 years old. So when I'm talking to you, I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I'm speaking to you from experience. We all in our marriage. Like, I woke up this morning. I got up this morning to send an email out because today is the last business day of the all access membership on Tony Gasson's Academy, where I got probably $50,000 worth of courses all in a bundle for $9.97. And today is the last business day. I may leave it up there tomorrow. Tomorrow not a business day. But then next week it go up 50%. So I woke up this morning. My spirit woke me up at 5 a.m. I realized I hadn't set my email last night to go out to my students on TonyGassonsAcademy.com. So I typed up the email to send that email out. Sending that email out because that's my gift, them courses. That's the knowledge, wisdom, and experience that God has allowed me to gain. So I've created over 100 courses and made it an academy. The academy was really started like officially in like 2013 or something like that. 2015 on another site. Then 2017 I came back to Thinkific, what I use now. And that academy, TonyGassonsAcademy.com, was from me laying down to go to sleep, and I said, Lord, I want to create something that can earn while I'm sleeping. And after I submitted that prayer unto the Lord, within the next hour, it was dropped in my spirit to create an online academy where I house all of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that God allows me to receive, and I put it into courses that people can buy 24 hours a day and that they can partake in 24 hours a day. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when you walk with God, He got you. So when I woke up this morning and I sent out that email to let my students know that today is the last business day to get the bundle for $9.97 a month. Next Monday, it'll go up 50%. So I said that, and while I'm doing that, my wife bring me a coffee. After she bring me that coffee, hot coffee, she getting ready to take our son to school. I'm up working, providing for the family, 5 o'clock in the morning. My wife up working, providing for her family, 5 o'clock in the morning. We woke up at the same time. She then tells me, I made you a smoothie and it's in the fridge. Then she come back before she leave and she say, your deconstructed breakfast that you asked me for yesterday, that you said that you like, It's in there under the plate on the stove. It was eggs and sausage and croissant, and I put it together. That's why she called it deconstructed, because it wasn't together. And so you see what I'm trying to tell you here? So I'm talking to you from a marriage that's been 18 and a half years as a 41-year-old black man. How many 41-year-old black men do you know that have been married 18 years? If you lucky, you could count on one hand. How many 41-year-old black men do you know that have been married 18 years? So when I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you from theory. I'm talking to you from experience. I know what it takes to make a marriage work, especially in this day and age. And you're not hearing from a man who has no options to cheat. You're not hearing from a man that is grossly overweight, that is grossly unattractive, that is grossly underpaid and broke. You're not hearing from a couch potato who has no options and is married because he married up and he have no options. You're hearing from a man who can go out and cheat if I wanted to go out and cheat. You're hearing from a man who can divorce my wife and go marry a woman who is a millionaire. So when I give you the recipe to a healthy marriage, it ain't from just something I'm pulling out my behind. And it's actually coming from the least likely of places. So the more stability you have, the better the plan gonna work. You hearing from a successful marriage from a man who was a womanizer. So my chances of a successful marriage is far less, because as the saying goes, a leopard never changes his spots, and once a cheater, always a cheater. So I'm supposed to be a statistic. So when I give you the blueprint and the plan, and you're not a statistic like I'm supposed to be, it's gonna work even better for you. And that's why I'm telling you, the recipe for success in marriage for men today, for a man in a marriage today, is not a prenup. It's to be all in. All the chips on the table. If you fail, you lose it all. Guess what you gonna do as a man? You gonna show up every day. Because now I have $1 million plus house. Now I have companies that's worth millions. So now I actually have something to lose. If I had a prenup, I'd be like, hey, man, let me go out here and knock down Tasha. Let me go out here and knock down Brenda. Let me go out here and knock down Tamika. So what if my wife find out? God gonna forgive me if I do it. All I got to do is pray and ask for forgiveness, like T.D. Jakes said when he got up there talking about if he was a power bottom at P. Diddy party. He said all he got to do is ask for forgiveness. I could take that same mentality, that same approach, and say, let me go over here and put the thing on such and such because God gonna forgive me. And if my wife leave, I got a prenup, so she ain't getting nothing but what I agreed to. But guess what? I ain't got no prenup. So I'm gonna lose it. And so guess what I do? Not to keep things, not to keep houses and cars and stocks and all of that. I show up every day because I bet everything on love. I show up every day and I do my absolute 1000% best, and I try to get better every day than I was the day before because of what I done put into it, because of what I want out of it. But see, today we got lazy people who they don't want to put everything on the line. They don't want to trust another human with their everything. And they picking up the narratives from scarcity-minded, trauma-ridden talking heads who come online and say marriage is a business deal and people change every day. So you need to be protected. You're not protected. Because if you divorce that person and you got a prenup, how about they just blow your brains out? You're not protected. The only thing that protects you is salvation from Jesus Christ. Other than that, you are exposed. And you can lose it all one way or another. So if your person gonna change, they gonna change, and a prenup ain't gonna save you. That ain't gonna save none of your assets, because what you're gonna lose is your mind, and you're gonna lose your heart. And when you lose your mind and your heart, your little coins ain't gonna save you. But when you come in with a mentality, I'm going forward in this marriage, and this is until death do us part, and there is no end to this. Divorce is not an option. Failure is not an option. We gonna learn, we gonna grow, we gonna love, we gonna show, we gonna know, we gonna glow. It's finna be all out. We giving it all. Guess what? You can't fail. When you say, Lord, give me wisdom, give me knowledge, give me discernment. See, you need a prenup because you don't know God. You need a prenup because you don't trust God. God not finna let you marry somebody that's not for you if you talking to him. He gonna show you the fruits of the spirit. And he gonna show you where they ain't got the fruits of the spirit. He gonna show you where they coming for your coins. He gonna show you where this person ain't even looks compatible with you. This person ain't spiritually compatible with you. When you date, you need to date 12 months minimum. That's why I tell you, talk every day for 1 hour a day. A person not going to be able to hide behind a mask for 1 hour a day for 365 days. And if you still don't love them enough to where you willing to risk it all, stretch it to 18 months. When you get there, if you still ain't ready, stretch it to 24 months. When you get there, you still ain't ready, stretch it to 36 months. If you ain't ready at 36 months, you with the wrong person, and you need to cut your losses, wash your hand, and move on with your life. Move on with your life. Can't nobody hide that. Like, you meet humans every day. How long do it take for you to know that a narcissist is a narcissist? How long do it take for you to know that a liar is a liar? How long do it take for you to know that a jealous person is a jealous person? It don't take long. You see that in the first month. Some people, you see it in the first conversation. The first conversation, you already read them from head to toe and could call a spade. Prenup for what? Because you scared to fail. Because you don't trust yourself, nor do you trust them. And if you don't trust them because you think people change every day, because somebody told you that online, yeah, people change every day, but people change for the better if you better. You shift the culture. You shift the atmosphere. You set the temperature in the house. If you lovable, it's going to be loving. If you pay attention, you're going to see the red flags. You lovable, but you ignored the red flags. Call it what it is. You got duped because you ignored the red flags. He was rude when you met him. He was selfish when you met him. He was a liar when you met him. He ain't love God when you met him. You ignored it. Don't say that, oh, you got in a marriage and he changed. No, you seen that. You just ignored it. You seen that. You just ignored it. Okay, he changed. What you think? What you think? What you think a prenup finna say? He ain't finna say nothing. Because when he show you his true colors, it's gonna be within the first year. So when you go to divorce, how much you think the judge finna give him or her when they show their true colors? Nothing. They finna say what y'all bought together. That's common sense. See, a lot of people don't understand is that they ain't worth nothing but the ink on that paper. Everything still get argued in court. Everything still get argued in court. But see, it ain't even about prenups. It's about the spiritual warfare that is causing us to not trust each other. That's all it is. That's all it is. This ain't about prenups. This about spiritual warfare of men and women going into a marriage half-hearted, not believing that they could succeed, not believing that they really could last until death do us part. Men and women going in marriage today with the mentality that this marriage gonna last 15 years tops. That's why you want a prenup. That's why you want a prenup. You ain't got no money. You own a duplex. The economy finna crash. That duplex ain't gonna be upside down anyway. Your marriage is what need to win, because that's gonna provide you two incomes, or the support for one income, and the mindset and the collaboration for that one income, or that one grind, or that one brand, or that one business, or the two of y'all working together on one mission, one company. That's gonna survive the market. So when your duplex that you think is worth something crashes in Donald Trump economy, or whoever the next president economy, you still got love. See, we have to go back to what God intended marriage to be. God didn't intend marriage to be about business. He didn't intend to be a business decision. God intended marriage to be about love and about a covenant that you make to one another. It is Satan that is making marriage about business, and people not seeing it because the wool is being pulled over their eyes. You have to elevate to a spiritual understanding of why marriage and divorce and relationships and the relationship between men and women is what it is. You got to elevate. You got to notice why they're saying so many women is bisexual now. So many men are bisexual now. That's spiritual warfare. Making men and women do the unseemly and become lovers of themselves. That's spiritual warfare. When you have men and women lying to each other, deceiving each other, manipulating each other, gaming each other. So now it has made it Game of Thrones, Hunger Games, and you going into a relationship which is supposed to be about love, but you preparing for war. And that's why the lady got the song Love and War. It's not supposed to be war. It's supposed to be love. But what love takes is trust. What love takes is communication. What love takes is honesty. And when you have that, now you have it all. And that's what people are failing to realize. When you have love, you have it all. So it's like, I've been married 18 years. My marriage could not be stronger. My marriage is so strong right now, and it's 18 years in. You let the world tell it today, we supposed to be on the decline. We supposed to be headed towards irreconcilable differences. We supposed to be doing a post-nup right now. Because I earn over $1 million a year. We supposed to be doing a post-nup. You let the world tell it. You let the world tell it. My wife supposed to be okay with me cheating as a handsome millionaire. She supposed to be okay with me cheating as long as I cheat respectfully. You let the world tell it. You let the world tell it. My wife supposed to be giving me threesomes. You let the world tell it. You let the world tell it. My wife should be okay to have a gay male best friend, a male best friend, a gay female best friend. You let the world tell it. This world is going to hell in a handbasket with gasoline draws on. You keep listening to these idiots online who have no faith, who have no common sense, who have no walk with the Lord, and you're going to be a failure just like them. You're listening to failures. You're listening to people who are not married and are not happily married. You're listening to people who are scorned. You're listening to people who have gone through a divorce or multiple divorces. You're listening to people who are broke and just got a little bit of money, but they was raised in poverty, so they still got a poverty mindset, and they trying to protect their little coins when they coins could be flushed down the toilet tomorrow. You ain't got no net worth. You ain't worth the net. And talking about a prenup. Prenup what? What is you saving? You're not Jeff Bezos. You're not Elon Musk. You're not Bill Gates. That little bit of money, that money can't hold you. Millionaires and billionaires go broke every day. What is you worried about? Do you have love while you working on your prenup? While you planning your divorce, have you planned your marriage? Have you thought about how you're going to get past the tough times in marriage while you worried about how you're going to divide up assets? Who are you listening to? Single perpetrators sitting on a yellow couch interviewing adulterous idiots? Who are you listening to? Who is your relationship coach? Somebody who happily married? Or somebody who ain't never had a divorce? Who only had one spouse and only got kids from that one person? Who is your relationship coach? No, that ain't who it is. You listening to dummies. You listening to broke people. You listening to ignorant people. You listening to people who got a big mouth and a talking head but ain't never had no success in a marriage. Ain't never had a happy woman or a happy man telling you, oh, you need a prenup and marriage is a business deal. Who are you listening to? Where the proof at? Where the proof at? I'm talking to you as a happily married, 100% faithful, decent looking millionaire, 41 years old, been married 18 years. Put the resume up. It's like we could go bar for bar. Put the resume up. What have your love life proved for you to say that marriage is a business deal when you are a single woman or a single man? What have your love life proved for you to say that you need a prenup to protect your assets when you is single and ain't never been happily married? You got to look and see, what do I want out of life? So let me tell you what you need, other than thinking that marriage is a business deal and other than thinking that you need a prenup. Let me tell you what you need. You need discernment. You need faith. You need love and relationship knowledge. You need to be able to learn what a real man is, what a real woman is, what a real relationship is, what real love is. You need wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You need faith, and you need an unshakable relationship with your Father in heaven. And if you have that, you have everything you need. You don't need nothing else. Because anything you gain, anything you lose, it all belongs to God. And see, this is what we got to get back to, and that's why we losing. We are losing, and we can't build real relationships. We can't build real love. We can't be happy. We can't be faithful because we making it about business. We making it about selfishness. We making it about fear. We making it about worry. We making it about distrust and mistrust. Men don't trust women. Women don't trust men. And that's why we in the state that we in. And guess what? These white men who not millionaires and billionaires, and they got a little bit of real estate, they ain't worried about a prenup. They getting married. They getting married. They having 3-4 children. The ones who got worried about a prenup, they're addicted to porn. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you know you're going to fail, listen, you could see the future. You don't need a tarot card. You don't need a psychic. You could see the future if you could see the present. Because it's about what you put into it. And it's about what you choose. So listen, I can't control my wife. I can't dictate and determine what my wife going to do with her life. But you know what I have decided? I have decided that come what may, God got me. I have decided that if I lose it all in the fire, God got me. I have decided that I'm going to give 150%. And I'm going to trust God every step of the way. And God got me. I have decided. So see, that's all it takes is a decision. That's all it takes. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't understand that. And so you worry about the wrong thing. What you got to double down on is make sure that you marrying the right person. Well, Tony, how can you be sure? Patterns don't lie. You got to date. And you got to date with intentionality. And you got to take your time. And you got to pray for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment. You got to use discretion. And that's how you know you with the right person. You got to see them in different environments. You got to pay attention to how they talk to their family members, how they talk to the waiter. You got to see how they handle death in their family, death in your family. You got to see how they handle a restaurant, a ball game, church, the barbershop, the salon. You got to see them in different environments. You got to see them when they mad. You got to see them when they happy. You got to see them when your answer to them is no. And that's how you gonna know. Humans cannot lie. Because if we lie with our mouth, we can't lie with our actions. And if we lie with our action, we can't lie with our mouth. A lie will never match up consistently in word and deed. A human gonna show you who they are, and that's why Maya Angelou told you that when they show you who they are, believe them. Because life proved to her in all of her years that people will show you who they are. You knew who you married before you married them. You knew who you was about to marry before you married. I remember I talked to a man and I said, why have you been with that woman for so many years and not married her? He said, because I don't believe that she's the one. I said, well, why are you with her then? He said, because I knew her from when I was young and she was my first girlfriend in college. I said, okay, and? So if people grow and people change, then move on with your life. Well, we already done had kids. Well, if you done had kids and you're going to stay with her, you might as well get married. But he had already decided that she was not his wife. But guess what? So because he decided that, he cheated on her. And when he cheated on her, she found out. And when she found out, she asked for a divorce. No, they broke up. They broke up and then they got back together. And when they got back together, he decided he's going to marry her because he got to give her more than he gave her last time, because last time he cheated on her and she left. So this time he got to step it up, so now he gets married. He gets married. The marriage lasts less than 2 years. It lasts less than 2 years because he had already decided before they ever broke up the first time that she wasn't his wife. See, what a lot of people don't understand is you predict the future. You dictate the future. You determine the future. You already know who you with. You know who you sleeping with. You know who you dating. You know if they your husband or your wife. You know if it's gonna last. You already know, but you lying to yourself. So when you need a prenup, it's because the person you with, you don't trust them, but you care more about a Facebook status and a couple's vacation and a couple's retreat than being with the right person. So instead of waiting on the right person, your impatience got you doing a business deal instead of doing a marriage. Tell the truth and let the truth be the truth. You got to stop lying to yourself. Because one person you cannot fool is me. You can't fool me. I talk to the Lord too much. I already know you need a prenup because you know you is a failure. And you know that the person you with is a failure. And you are planning your failure because you don't believe in love. You don't truly believe in God. You don't truly believe in marriage. So you need protection. You ain't willing to put it all on the line. You ain't willing to bet it all. Because when you know, you know. See, if you know that you know, you're going to put it all on the line. Listen, if me and my wife go through a divorce, I want her to get half. I want her to get half. You know why? Because I made a commitment until death do us part, and it didn't work out. So you deserve half of what I came with, half of what I'm leaving with, half of what we built together. You deserve half because we made a commitment until death. You deserve it. It's yours because I stand on mine. I want you to get yours because I stand on mine. I don't want you to be shortchanged. If I come to you as a millionaire, I'm coming to you to tell you hey, look here, baby, I trust you enough to have these millions that I'm coming to you with. So if I come to you and we don't work out, you get to keep half of these millions I'm finna put on the line for you. If you can't do that, you don't need to get married. If you can't do that, you really ain't him. You really can't make money. You really can't print money like that. You really ain't got it like that. You really ain't here. If you got to have a prenup, you not him. You feel like a dumb athlete. You's a dumb millionaire. You could take everything I got today and I'll get it all back tomorrow because it's here. Everything I lost is because I chose to lose it. The bills that's waiting for me to pay them is because I gave their money to a family member. I made a decision. See, you got to know you. And that's what people don't want to do. People don't want to look in the mirror. People don't want to be honest about their intentions. You want a marriage for a season. You don't want no marriage for a lifetime. That's why you need a prenup. That's why you call marriage a business deal, because you know businesses get exited every day. Business partners split up every day. That's why you calling your marriage a business deal instead of a love deal. See, when it about love, to get into a gang, you got to shed blood. To get out of that gang, you got to shed blood. How you getting jumped into the gang in your neighborhood and you scared to get jumped into the gang of your marriage? You scared to shed blood for your marriage, but you shed blood for your punk homeboys who will snitch when they on the stand. How you shedding blood for your homeboy who will put hard dang-a-lang in your wife soon as you turn your head, but you trust a man? And you won't trust a woman you finna put your thing in? You finna risk HIV, my boy, and you talking to me about a prenup? Boy, you could get AIDS. And you talking to me about some real estate portfolio? Boy, you finna have children with this woman. And you talking about your assets. Boy, you ain't got no assets because you're dumb. Because you're worried about the wrong thing. Instead of wanting marriage, you want business. Instead of wanting love, you want a business partner. You want to do a deal. You want to be able to start a real estate fund like Jay Morrison and create the Black House with your Black Queen and steal $11 million from your followers. That's what you want. You want a business deal. You don't want love. Tell the truth. You trust your homeboy more than you trust your wife. You spiritually gay. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You spiritually gay. You trust a man more than you trust a woman. And you a man and know how dirty we is. You sound dumb. I had guys in my comments on Instagram going back and forth about a prenup. Boy, we talk about money. Boy, money come and go. Love? We talk about love. We talk about love. We talk about life. We talk about legacy. We talk about your wife. We talk about the mother of your children. You don't love the mother of your children? You know why you don't love the mother of your children? Because you don't love you yet. Because when you chose the mother of your children, you was a grown boy. And you got to be able to admit that and say, you know what? I don't love her because I ain't love me. And I ain't love her, but I still nutted in her because I ain't know no better and I was dumb. And that's why I don't love her. But guess what? When you can't make amends with her, when you can't apologize to her, when you can't accept your fault, accept your wrong of being a grown boy or being an immature man, immature male, when you can't do that, guess you teach your children With that estranged baby mama, you teach them that they not worth being loved because they come out of somebody that you hate. So you spitting in their face. You teaching them that you can't grow. You teaching them that men are retarded in the literal sense of the word. And y'all who have children who they changed the term, I'm not talking about your kids. So get out your feelings. But you teaching your children that you have a retardation and that you cannot grow and you cannot adapt, you cannot heal, you cannot forgive, and you cannot love. And now you're going to have children who have trauma. And then they will go into the world and they will perpetuate the cycle unless they come across a message like this and they start to learn and they start to grow and they start to heal. But it starts with you as an adult. Learning, healing, growing, loving, and forgiving. You got to understand what really matters. And in the grand scheme of things, money means nothing. If you're a real billionaire, you'll become a billionaire twice over. If you're a real millionaire, you'll become a millionaire twice over. If you're a real 100,000 now, you'll become 100,000 now twice over. Can't nothing nobody take from you because it's all right here. One man said, oh, sometimes a man could go through a divorce and he'll lose it all in his 60s. He'll lose it all in his 60s and then he can't get it back. He's fixing to die. What do he want it back for? You had a good run. You had a good run, playboy. You closer to the grave than the birth canal. Why are you stressed? Why are you stressed over money that you lost in a divorce? You had a good run. You shouldn't have been cheating on her. You shouldn't have been beating on her. You should, and if it was all her fault, you should have chose better. That's a lesson you need to get in your 60s and your 70s. You need that lesson more than anybody. Before you go to your grave, learn something. It's like, for me personally, I can't speak for a woman, but for me personally, I don't like men who feel sorry for themselves. I don't like men who can't accept 100% responsibility for their life. If my wife do me dirty, that's on me. It's on me, baby, because I chose her. I chose her. That's the lesson I need. If life wanna uppercut me and knock my teeth out my mouth, I got to eat my teeth. Guess what? That's on me, baby, because I chose her. So you got to realize and understand that. See, we have to go, and I'm talking from a male perspective and two men, but if this apply to you as a woman, then let it apply to you. But we have to go to the place as adults where we say, I am going to accept 100% responsibility for my choices. You chose a no good man, get everything that come with them consequences. You chose a no good woman, get everything that come with them consequences. You became a no good man and lost your marriage, get everything that come with them consequences. You became a no good woman and lost your marriage, get everything that come with them consequences. That's the only way we learn. But if we go in with a fail-safe, and we got something to where we could throw in the towel and we could leave with everything that we came with, we learn nothing. We learn nothing. That's just like going to do crime, but you get the right what kind of punishment you gonna get. You learn nothing. The point of marriage is to put it all on the line. That's the point. The point of saying, until death do us part, for richer or poorer, better or worse, is to put it all on the line. If you go into a relationship with hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions in assets, and you tell your partner, I'm going to put this right here safeguarded in a prenup, you're not giving them all of you. You're telling them that you can have what me and you do together, but what I did by myself, you can't have none of that. So what you're saying is, we're not one, we still two. Because I got what we do together, and then I got what I did by myself. Because I don't trust humans like that. And I don't trust you like that. And you might get in this marriage and take a stupid pill. And I want to be able to keep my little duplex, or my little land, my little real estate. So I want to be able to keep that right there. Keep my 401k. So I'm going to do a prenup. Okay, guess what? You finna get 50% to 75% in that marriage. You're not finna get 100% out that marriage. You finna get out what you put in. That is a universal law. You only get out what you put in. A lady said that statistics show that people with a prenup, they rarely get a divorce. Never seen that statistic, don't believe it. But I also believe that when you have a prenup, you protecting something of yours that's outside of your partner. So you never give your partner all of you, because the same way your mind said protect this over here, you not finna go in and be completely vulnerable and drop your guards and be completely fully loving, open, honest, transparent, loyal, and trustworthy. You still gonna keep your ex as a friend. You still gonna have your best friend or your friend of the opposite sex who you know done tried to hit on you before, and you sidestep them. You still gonna embezzle some money. You still gonna be putting up a little secret side stash account. You still gonna wanna have income separated, because you said that this over here you can't have access to because I built this on my own. So I'm coming to you because I want to check a box with you. I want to be able to change my Facebook status from single to married. So I'm coming to you because I need you to check a box. I need you to be able to lay wood, or to be able to open that kitty cat. I need you for that, so I can throw my toys away. But you can't have this over here what I done built, because I don't trust you like that. I don't love you like that. You're not worth that. That money over there that I got, that's worth more than your love. That's worth more than you. So when you show me and prove to me that you are who you are, which is a liar and a cheater and somebody that's going to ruin this marriage, at least I get to walk away with this prenuptial that I came over here with. See, people don't understand the spiritual side of this stuff. God don't have prenups. It's all in. God don't have prenups. It's all in. Ephesians 5 say, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. So when you in the body of Christ, we ain't supposed to have no prenup, because the Bible say the twain become one. You ain't supposed to have no prenup as Christians. If you're an atheist, get your prenup. If you doing it your way, get your prenup. If you doing it God's way, divorce ain't on the table. Divorce ain't on the table. And if your partner cheat on you, then you get a divorce. And then what God showed you in his word, that anything that the devil take, he giving it back sevenfold. Like what he showed you with Job's story. What he showed you with every person in the Bible that Satan took something from them, they got it back and more. So you got to understand, you got to choose your side. You on the world side, or you with God? You finna go all in, and this until death do us part, and we finna do everything that it take to make it work and to win? Or we going in half stepping, and we gonna give just enough? We finna give just enough. So you got to realize and understand. And so this what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm trying to see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people understand God's way. I'm trying to help people understand what God wants us to do. So I'm sitting here talking to you as a God-made millionaire who don't have a prenup with my wife, who is 100% faithful to my wife and who been married for 18 plus years. I'm sitting here talking to you as that to help you understand that I ain't telling you to do something that I wouldn't do. And I'm not telling you not to get a prenup. But what I'm telling you, when you get that prenup, you setting your marriage up for failure, because you giving yourself a fail-safe, or your partner a fail-safe, that y'all know that you can mess up and do what you want to do and not give your all and still get to leave whole, at least financially. You won't be whole spiritually, you won't be whole emotionally, you won't be whole mentally, and you still won't be whole financially, because you just be whole with what you got. But see, what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of times when you get into marriage, you start to spend from what you got anyway. You start to put that into what you building anyway. And so it get diluted and it get mixed in anyways. So it's like, what's the point of going through a business negotiation with somebody that you're supposed to lay down beside and trust them with your life? Why do a business negotiation with somebody that you're about to trust with your life? You know why you do a contract in business? Because you don't trust a business partner with your life. When you lie down beside your spouse, they can slit your throat in your sleep. They could dump acid in your face. They can go out and sleep with somebody who has HIV and come back and sleep with you. They could put poison in your food. They could give you a disease that is incurable. When you get married, you are saying that you trust somebody with your life. Why would you put a piece of paper above your life? Why would you put money as more important than your life? So you want to protect your money, the little bit that you have, because we know it don't spend well. We know it don't last. So we know you ain't got it like that, because we see billionaire go broke. We see multi-millionaire go broke. So you protecting what? Just like, what exactly are you protecting? That little bit of money? So you protecting that little bit of money, but you willing to catch AIDS. You willing to get your throat slit. You willing to lay beside somebody who could blow your brains out when they open your phone and see that you've been texting somebody that they don't approve of, and they have a mental breakdown and they blow your brains out. You willing to put your life on the line, but you want to do a business deal of, hey, let me keep this little bit of money over here. Don't make no sense. If you don't trust a person with your money, how can you trust them with your life? Make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? When you really start to peel back what the devil doing, you realize how stupid the devil is. You realize how dumb what the devil got us doing, what the devil got us focused on. You realize how dumb it is. How do you need a prenup, but you about to lay beside somebody and close your eyes? Come on now. Come on now. You ain't thinking. You ain't thinking. And see, that's how the devil do you. He make you dumb to where you don't think. And then now what you done showed your partner is that you put money over everything. That money mean more to you than they do. That you trust your wealth more than you trust them. That's what you just told your partner when you slide that prenup across the table. You told them, we are entering into a business deal. This ain't got nothing to do with love. So how do you think this person gonna trust you? How you think they gonna love you? What you think that mean? And I seen a lot of women and men saying, hey, I don't mind signing a prenup, I don't mind signing a prenup. And that's because you see marriage as a business deal. That's why you don't mind signing it. That's because you might want you to come up. That's because you okay signing that prenup because you know you gonna do what it take to spend all their money anyways while y'all married. So the prenup ain't gonna do you no good because you know you finna have them balling out with you anyway. You know you finna have them cashing out that 401k right there anyways. So it's like Why get married to somebody you can't trust? Why get married if you think it's going to fail? Why do you have a plan for failure? You can't have no plan for failure. For something that's not guaranteed. A lady tried to equate it to life insurance. Death is guaranteed. Divorce is not guaranteed. You decide divorce. You dictate divorce. You determine divorce. Death is guaranteed. That ain't different. That's why you need to click that link in the description and get you some life insurance from the 1322 agency owned by yours truly. But divorce is not guaranteed. Y'all and what y'all do together, that's what determine that. Y'all, let me see. I got a call with a client. Need to make sure. But see, this is what the world don't want to hear. So listen to me. Let me see here. Let me make sure. So listen, you miss any part of this, go back and watch it and see the people who they argue with logic. What I'm saying will never make sense, because love is not logic. You can't wrap your head around love. Because who is love? God is love. When will you be able to fully comprehend God? Never. When will you be able to fully comprehend love? Never. What are you supposed to sacrifice for God? Your life. Everything. What do you sacrifice for love? Your life. Everything. If you don't want it, say you don't want it. Remain where you at. Live in your fear, live in your doubt, live in your worry, live in your scarcity. Stay where you at. Don't bring your half stepping behind into a relationship where you don't want to put it all on the line, where you don't fully, really, truly believe in love because you have not healed from your trauma. Stay where you at and let the people who really want love, who really want to be all in, who really believe that the twain become one, who really believe that what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. And if we go through, we losing it. If we get a divorce, we splitting it down the middle. No matter what we came in with. Leave love for those people. And stay by yourself with your toys and your coins. Like the man said on my documentary, cuddle your coins. If that's what matters the most to you, cuddle your coins. If you're in the Blessed Tribe, you can go watch my documentary, Where Is He Already? Which was before the Black Love documentary and before all the other love documentaries. I went around the country. It cost me $40,000. I'm going to do it again. So listen to me. This ain't about a prenup. This is about spiritual warfare. This is about men versus women. This is about distrust between men and women. This is about the attack on marriage. That's what this about. This bigger than a prenup. It's bigger than that. You go on my Instagram, you'll see the people in the comments arguing, going back and forth. Oh yeah, I need this. Listen, you don't need to get married. You don't need to get married. So listen to me. Might have me a call here, y'all, so forgive me. I'm trying to make sure. So tell you. So this is the thing. And what's our symbolism when we look at it and we see what God made Adam do for Eve? He had to lay down his life. Had to lay down his life. Had to trust everything. Had to trust that God got him. And then what did Paul write in Ephesians 5? Husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church. Wives, submit unto your husbands, unto your husband as unto the Lord. A lot of people don't think about that. And it's a lot of atheists. It's a lot of Christian atheists who get in the chat. And this ain't about your Christian atheism. But when you look at that right there, when you take and you look at that, and you look at what you'll take when you look at Ephesians 5. And a lot of people don't really process that. They don't really break it down. You think about that now. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. What did he give for the church? Everything. Christ did not come and say, who is the bride of Christ? The church. So what assets did Christ prenuptialize from the church? If a husband is instructed to love his wife as Christ loved the church, why do you need a prenup? Because even if you meet her with millions, half of those millions is hers if you fixing to get with her, even though you built them without her. Because if that were not to be the case, then why did you say you needed to wait until you financially stable before you get married if the money that you made is not for your wife? See, now you're getting caught in your lies because you talking with Satan's tongue. So you need a prenup to protect what you feel like does not belong to your wife, because you are not willing to lay down your life. So you want to keep what's yours as yours. And then you want her love and support to help you build more or maintain what you already got, even though you got it sitting over protected pretty in a prenup. Then the Bible says, wives, submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. So although I gave you a concession as a earthly man to say I believe that a woman could have a prenup or should have a prenup, because most women lack the discernment to be able to tell if a man is real or not, or if he coming to her for a come up. But that's what I said. What do the Bible say? The Bible say, wives, submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. Now see, we don't draw the parallel between Christ loving the church, a husband loving a wife as Christ loved the church, and a wife submitting unto her husband as unto the Lord. We skip right over it. It's too painful. It's too painful. What, as a woman, do you submit unto the Lord? Your everything. You give all trust. You give all love. And the Bible instructs you to submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. So if you come to a man that you need to protect your assets from, How can you trust him if you don't trust that he's going to be faithful to you and love you and help you grow your assets? If you put him over in a prenup because you're afraid that he's going to cheat on you or he's going to switch up on you, and you feel that all you are worth is that money, that's your salvation right there. That's your eternity right there. That's why when the man saw Jesus and the man was like, hey, Jesus, hey, how can I get down with you, man? Like, what's going on? Messiah, what up? Jesus said, go sell all that you own and then come follow me. The man say, hey, hold on, I can't do that. Hey, hold on, Lord, I can't sell that now. I can't let my stuff go now. Hey, Lord, hey, we cool. Hey, I'm going to holler at you, though. I'll see you at the cross on Calvary. God bless you. Hey, you see what I'm saying? See, when you all in, you all in. But see, what our world has done is we've made money a God. You come into this man, and the Bible telling you to submit unto him as unto the Lord. And it's telling you that because it's telling him to love you as Christ loved the church. It got to be one hand wash the other and both hands wash the face. You can't expect the man to love you as Christ loved the church, and then you want to put your little duplex up in a prenup, your little 401k up in a prenup. You can spend that in a month. That little money you coming in with, you can spend that in a month. They cancel that Oprah Winfrey show, she broke. They cancel that network, she broke. The expenses so much, she'll last 3 years. Billionaires go broke. What are we making marriage about? Business. Make your marriage to where you saying, I love you enough, I trust you enough, everything I come with is yours, everything you come with is mine. Now we two becoming one, and now we finna build an empire together. And we don't ever have to worry about going our separate ways and splitting, because we on the same page, we got the same plan, we got the same mission, and we finna make this thing win. Because God is at the center, and divorce is not an option, and we gonna win. We need a rally cry. We need a reunion. We need God. We need a reset button. Y'all letting Satan dictate your love life. You letting Satan dictate your marriage. You letting Satan have you come into a marriage half stepping because you got half over here, half over there. You saying, no, let me keep what I came with, but let me have half of what I get with you. But let me keep what I came with. So let me give you 75% of me instead of 100% of me. You got to be willing to give everything. And if you ain't willing to give everything, then give nothing. And stay your behind single. Stay single and live your single, mingle, happy life. But if you finna get married, you need to do it God's way. Because that's the only way you're going to get everything out of it that God got for you. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. But a man need to love his wife as Christ loved the church. So how can you find a wife if you don't love her the way Christ loved the church? If you're not loving her the way Christ loved the church, then that's not your wife. That's your butt buddy. That's your business partner. You still in fornication. Because if you ain't willing to give her everything, that's not your wife. Because the way Christ loved the church is he gave everything. He ain't say, hey, I'm going to give you salvation, but heaven is just for me. Hey, I'm going to give you salvation, but the Holy Spirit just for me. Hey, I'm going to give you salvation, but God on the throne just for me. No, he said, everything that I have is yours. Let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. You can go through me to get to the Father. You ask the desires of your heart. If it is God's will, my Father's will, it is yours. Knock and the door will be open. Seek and you shall find. Everything is yours. But we come into marriage. Oh. Need you to sign this. Because everything is not yours. You wasn't in the gym with me shooting. Here you go. Stay single, playboy. Stay single. Can't trust him. You sleeping with the enemy. Sleep with the enemy. So, hey, listen to me. This thing finna get bad out here. It's already bad, and it's gonna get worse. There's going to be more bad doctrine where people are teaching the ways and the logic of Satan and not the wisdom of God. You're going to see more compromise. You're going to see more people that are living for Satan, doing things Satan way. You're going to see more people trying to put water in God oil, and you're going to see more and more of it. But I'm going to tell you, you will know the tree by the fruit that it bears. So I seen a lady, she said, I don't mind signing a prenup. And I clicked on her page. Ma'am, I see why. You hoping you meet a man that got something worth a prenup. You ain't gonna meet him though, cause your living room dirty. I see why you willing to sign a prenup. You desperate. You want you somebody. And then this man talking about, oh yeah, she got to sign a prenup. She got to sign a prenup, knowing good and well, if a woman slid a prenup across the table, he'll have a conniption. He will go into a fit. He will go into a fit. And if he won't, because you cannot, when you get that prenup, y'all ain't never got no prenup. When you get that prenup, you feel like, oh, you don't really trust me. You know how I know? Because I'm a relationship coach, because I done been in it. I done dealt with it. I done had clients who got high net worth. The prenup came out, and when the prenup come out, guess what? The fangs come out, because now it's business. Now the lawyers, and I never forget, had these clients. Both of them done touch money. One of them done touch multi-millions. One of them done touch hundreds of thousands in a year. And the one who done touched millions came with a prenup and said this. They was about to get married. The other one took it to their lawyer. Their lawyer came back, marked it up, and said this. The one who had the more money felt like the one who had the least money was trying to come up and was asking for too much and had ulterior motives. And the one who had the least money felt like they were being slighted and that they weren't really being valued if they were to get married. They never got married. That contract negotiation ended their marriage canceled, because they tried to mix business with love, and both of them wanted what they wanted, and neither one of them was willing to budge. And that's what happens when you try to turn love into business. Somebody gonna get offended. So I seen men talking about, oh yeah, the woman gotta sign a prenup, When she give you that prenup, you ain't gonna wanna sign it, because you the head of the household. You the leader. So you like, oh, you don't trust me? You don't trust me with your money? You don't trust me helping you invest your money? You don't trust me helping you flip your money? I don't know what's going on outside. I don't know if they're out there just trying to make noise to say, hey, let's go out here and make noise because he in the office on the video because we hear him through the wall or what. It don't bother me. Go ahead. And so that's what you have to realize. And so we finna go to a place, and you're gonna see it. And you'll see, like, even with the videos that I do, you know, I'm teaching. But you're gonna see women against me. You're gonna see men against me. But you know who for me? God. That's who I work for. That's who I work for. So I try to make sure that what I'm saying line up with the word. Like, I ain't worried about how I feel. I'm trying to make sure what I'm saying line up with the word. And so you're gonna see Instagram, YouTube, and I'm gonna let folks be folks. You're gonna see all kind of walks of people. Now some of them get blocked, but majority of them they won't. The majority of them you won't. Adrian, you're a little late, Adrian. Listen back to this here when I'm finished. Listen back to this, get this in your spirit. Get the whole video in your spirit. But listen, this is what I try to tell you. You know, I share with y'all, you know, what I'm hearing and feeling in the spirit, but that's just me. Like, everybody make their own decision. You know, I don't argue what I know. Everybody get to make their own decisions, because guess what? We all got to live with our decisions. But I want you to be mindful of, and I want you to be aware of the hate between men and women and what's finna be spewed out here. You got to be mindful of it. Got to be mindful of it. And so when you see that, you'll see what the devil is doing. Men versus women. Hey, God bless you. Somebody sent me a cash out. God bless you. But hey, y'all, got to go. Don't think I brought me no lunch up here, and I think my wife made me some lunch, so I got to go and leave the office and go on home. Got to go on home, call it quits for the day. You know, old stomach burning. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up, and we will be in touch. Let me make sure see what account I'm in now. Today is, okay, I'm in the wrong account. Today is the last business day of the All Access. We have 56 new members join today, the All Access membership. God bless you to the 56 new members who joined. It's on Tony Gass's Academy. So all the courses will be put there. Now, when we do a live course, you won't be able to be on the live course, but you'll get the recording of that course if that qualifies for that. Some courses is just live and they not recorded. It's like, be there, catch this, can't say this, can't make it, you miss it. But the ones that are recorded, they'll be added to the membership. And right now, it's only $9.97. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. And it's going to continue to climb up to $97. And then one day it'll be $147. One day it'll be $197. When it got that much value in there, that might be 10 years from now. But you'll be in at $9.97. And everything I learn, I teach. So I put it right on in there. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up and keep going. And shout out to the new members. Shout out to the Blessed Tribe, to the new Blessed Tribe members. And if you missed any of this, make sure you watch it back. Get it in your spirit. And I'm going to tell you like this right here. Don't get mad. Scratch your booty and get glad. When you listen to this here, sit with it. When it angers you, when it upsets you, you got to get out your feelings and just listen and hear the whole perspective, and then feel how you feel. But you got to hear it out. I done heard the argument for the prenups, and this how I feel. That's my rebuttal. So hey, keep your head up, keep going. God bless you. We'll see. All the important links in the description. Talk soon.